what is going on with the silver and gold demand here in Europe. Hello my friends and welcome to my channel. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much. I saw a video on my friend's channel yesterday. I'm talking about silver oceans, and this video was really good food for thought and actually made me do a kind of in-depth analysis on the Austrian gold and silver markets, and especially on the demand. And actually, I found out some very interesting facts about the change in the gold and silver market. So what you can definitely see is this is before COVID and this is during COVID, what you can see on the diagram I'm showing in a second. And I think this tells a lot. People do really start considering gold and silver as safe havens. And you can really see how much the demand changed. Unfortunately, Austrian Mint did not publish the 2022 figures yet. I don't know why. Also in general, they don't publish, for example, the mintages of ducats, or at least I couldn't find them. Would be really interesting to talk about this topic as well. But one of the things you need to consider is Austrian Mint does not just produce Philharmonics. So usually whenever people are referring to Austrian Mint, they just talk about the Philharmonics, which is of course the most important, one of the most important bullion coins here in Europe. But we should not forget that Austrian Mint is not just producing Philharmonics. They're also producing a lot of ducats and other coins, Corona coins. For example, here you have the 4 ducat coin, which is also a beautiful coin and a must-have in a stacker collection from my point of view. Of course, I mean, I'm Austrian, I'm a bit biased, so... And they also produce a lot of gold bars, for example. And these are, by the way, really beautiful gold bars. If I get the light right, yeah, here it is. So really beautiful gold bars with the kilograms. So we also need to consider gold bars, ducats, Corona coins and so on, and not just the good old Philharmonic. Nevertheless, what we saw is a massive increase in the mintage, and this is something where you can definitely see that all the things happening the last 3 years had a massive impact on the way how people are trying to protect their wealth, to freeze their buying power and to hedge inflation. So actually the diagram confirms what the CEO of Austrian Mint said, that they could sell 3 times more gold than they're able to produce at the moment. And very interesting is that they are considering expanding their production, which fits together with the activities of another company. There is a company in Austria called Philoro, and Philoro is building at the moment actually a gold refinery in Lower Austria. And as this is close to where I'm living, I will add some impressions of their construction site. And I think this is a, coincidence. This is not just accidentally that Austrian Mint is talking about expanding their production, and at the same time Philoro is building a gold refinery in Lower Austria. So I think there is a connection, but yeah, I mean, this is just an assumption, so I cannot prove it, of course. Yeah, so what you need to consider is, as said, that Austrian Mint doesn't just produce the Philharmonic, they also produce a lot of other coins like ducats. This is a 1 ducat, the bigger coin I've shown you is a 4 ducat coin, and you also need to consider all of these coins because they're also exporting all of these coins around the globe. And what's also interesting is that Austrian Mint, and this is something people usually never talk about, Austrian Mint is one of the biggest producers of blankets in the whole world. And actually they are selling blankets to a lot of other mints. What is a blanket? A blanket is actually the gold or silver coin without any inscriptions or nothing on it, such the blanket, and this is what they are selling to other mints as well, and they are one of the most important producers worldwide. So this is something that's usually forgotten. People just talk about mintages of the coins, and this is also something you should consider. And as shown in the diagram, the demand is increasing dramatically, and the interesting thing is it's not just gold. Actually, it's also silver. The mintage increased from 2.9 million to over 7.1, almost 7.2 million of these ones, of the silver Philharmonics. So this is an increase of, I think, 250%, something like that. And also the platinum Philharmonics. I mean, Austrian Mint was never a famous producer of platinum coins, but nevertheless the mintage increased from 17,798 to 40,981. This is also an increase of more than 200%. So I think in general you are not wrong if you say the demand increased, demand for precious metals in general. So why is that? You have to consider that stacking has a very long history in Austria. Austria is a country where people love to, even if they don't call it stacking, but where people love to have precious metals, and precious metals were always considered as safe haven throughout the generations. I told this story several times. Here I have one of these Philharmonics, which this one, where it's written Oma on it, the German word for granny. And actually this was my way into stacking, yeah. So this was the first gold coin I had. It was a gift from my grandmother because she believed in gold and precious metals in general. And it's very common, for example, in Austria, if parents give the kids something, that they don't just give them money, that they give them precious metals, yeah, gold especially, because then they think that the kids do not spend it quickly, and the chances is bigger that they keep it and don't waste it for something that they don't need, for something unnecessary. And it has a very long history in Austria, especially all the people who survived the World War, the Second World War. Most of them trusted in gold much more than they ever trusted in fiat currencies, because they saw several currencies crashing. If you take my great-grandmother, she died with an age of 103 years, and she saw 5 currencies crashing. Yeah? And she also strongly believed in precious metals as best way to protect your wealth. So I think this is a good explanation why the demand for precious metals always skyrockets in Austria when things like a pandemic or any kind of crisis happening. And as shown before, yeah, you can see the demand, how the gold demand skyrocketed when the pandemic started. So actually, when we talk about 1 ounce gold Philharmonic coins, we talk about 430% in demand. So this is not nothing, yeah. And as said, don't forget that Austrian Mint is one of the most important producers of coin blankets. So this is what I wanted to share today, and now I will jump into the car and show you the place where the new gold refinery is going to be built. So, as promised, my friends, this is the construction site of the new gold refinery. According to information I could find on the homepage, they are planning to produce up to 120 tons of gold a year here, which is approximately 2.5% of the global production. And this is how it looks like. This is the design. This is how it will look like when it's finished. Here you can see the construction site one more time. So I'm back home. Thank you very much for watching my video, and please let me know in the comments below what you think about the increasing gold demand and generally increasing precious metals demand. What do you think about this new gold refinery they are building at the moment? And yeah, what do you think in general? Where will the journey go? So how will the gold prices look like in 2023? There are already a lot of discussions going on, so I decided not to make another video on this topic. So please stay safe and healthy, and thank you for supporting my channel in 2022. That really means a lot to me, and I hope you like my content. If I can do better, please tell me. I'm always happy to get your feedback. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time. Servus.